And now, let's talk about intellectual property. Intellectual property refers to creations from one mind such as inventions, literary, and artistic work, design, and symbols in commerce. Intellectual property rights are legal rights that provides creators protections from original works, inventions, or the appearance of products, artistic works, scientific developments, and so on. The Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines classified intellectual property in different types. First, patent. A patent is an exclusive right granted for a new, inventive, and useful product. The second one is utility model. It is an exclusive right granted for an invention, but it doesn't require the condition of the involvement of an inventive step to be protected. Third, industrial design. An industrial design consists of three-dimensional features, such as shape or surface of an article. The fourth one is trademark. A trademark is a word or group of words, sign, symbol, or a logo that distinguishes your business's goods or service from those of other traders. Lastly, copyright. A copyright protects literary and artistic works, such as books and other writing.
In the Philippines, in order to protect the intellectual property of every Filipino citizen, the Republic Act 8293, known as the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, was passed into law. It is an act prescribing the Intellectual Property Code and establishing the Intellectual Property Office, providing for its powers and functions for other purposes. The Intellectual Property Rights Enforcement Office implements administrative enforcement function of the Intellectual Property Office in the Philippines, or the IPOPHIL. They conduct visits during reasonable hours to establishments and businesses engaging in activities violating intellectual property rights based on report, information, or complaint received by the office. To report an intellectual property violation, you can email operations@ipophil.gov.ph. Always remember that the first step to protect and secure your intellectual property is to apply and register to the IPOPHIL for legal ownership of creation.
Plagiarism is not an option, but your work's registration is your sole obligation for your intellectual property rights protection.
Your intellectual property is a precious, intangible asset that should be secured in order to maintain a competitive edge in the marketplace. Safeguard your intellectual property, file for protection.
Every piece of your work is your intellectual property. Do not let anyone steal it from you. So stop copying and think of your own ideas.
The fruit of your labor is an essential thing to be secured. Register to IPOPHIL and drive away intellectual property theft. Your idea or creation should be given proper citation and recognition. Do not let anyone steal your work.
We are all creative in our own different ways. Don't let anyone steal what is yours. Promote your life, protect your creation, secure your invention.
Each individual's creativity should be protected. Allowing others to make money from unsuitable work is not acceptable.
The creation of our mind is powerful. We are powerful and has the right to protect our own intellectual property. Be creative and not a thief. Start working instead of stealing.
Intellectual property is one of the driving forces for economic success. So be aware with the copyright, trademark, patent, and trade secrets that will protect your own ideas and creations.
Let us protect every creator's intellectual property because it is their right to be credited and acknowledged for the work that they have done.
Having intellectual property rights is a great privilege and very important thing because it secures your originality. So what you need to do is enjoy it and practice your rights.
Intellectual property is around us. It is the output of innovation. Intellectual property is not just a protection, but they can also drive commercial success for businesses.